Greetings, human mammal creatures. Lethal Larry here again with another episode of Power Wash Simulator. Now, last time I took what I think of as a bit of easy mode, going through just a sample of a few vehicles. I call it easy mode because I had already finished the campaign and had all the best equipment, and I thought I would do this house, which looks really pretty. So I'm doing again in what I think of as easy mode, in that I have the best power washer, and the best this and the best that. Everything's the best. And in case you're wondering how dirty this house is, here's dirt view mode. I would say its owners perhaps let things go just a little bit. All of this is relatively light dirt, so I can get away with the 45 degree nozzle on this. That's the white one here. It's got a wider spray range, but has less pressure, so that's why more stuff gets left behind. Sorry, I should switch to... let's go with green. How do you feel about green? Let me know if I should switch back to white. Okay. I've gotten the results from the audience. They want me to stay with green. Man, you guys are the greatest. Now, if you look up to the left, you'll see that the driveway is currently half done. And what you'll find is that none of these things have to get to 100%. It seems to be somewhere between 95 to 98% before it's actually triggered as complete. So even though I've missed a bunch of spots there, which I will have to go back for, I don't have to go back and get everything. And that becomes really nice, considering that some of this stuff can be pretty hard to reach or hard to find. I find that doing overlapping stripes like this usually work pretty well. You end up with very little mist. There we go. Wrong key, Larry. I keep telling Larry to stop that, but he never listens to me. I don't know why I put up with him. Don't tell him I said that. After having done close to 500 videos in a row on Teardown, the thing that's striking me most about this is, where's all the voxels? There's supposed to be voxels everywhere. So it's a bit of a departure. And the other odd thing is, it's really odd to be doing a video for a game that I don't work for. For those of you who don't know, I was hired a few months ago by Tuxedo to do QA testing on Teardown. As this game is in early access, there might be some bugs, but I only noticed one small one before. That was just with a UI notification. I got a pretty solid handle on this thing. I find often a lot of EA games will have a lot of bugs in there, with the exclusion of Teardown, of course. I help with that a little bit. So, I am recording this video right now, right after my previous video with Power Wash. So I haven't actually had a chance yet to hear any feedback from you folks about whether or not you want more, but I figured I'd go ahead and release one more of these in. If it turns out we're not getting a good response to these, I'll move on to something else. Like I said in my previous video, if you do have any ideas for any games you do want to see me do videos for, please do let me know. I can't guarantee I'll do all of them. Not all games make good videos, but you never know. I do have a few games I've been wanting to do videos of for some time. I just never had the time. And as I said before, I was a little skeptical of doing this one because usually these, especially these houses, take quite a while, at least if you're doing it with the standard equipment, or doing it with the best equipment here. With the standard equipment, this video would be well over an hour long. Shorter with editing, but as I've said before, editing is not in the cards. I don't know how to edit. I don't even have time to learn. And even if I had time to learn, I don't have time to actually do the editing. Every time it does this, it means I'm too close. Switch to a shorter nozzle, or a shorter extension. I'm getting much closer before it tells me, no. That's what I call cuddle time. That's where the pressure washer is so close to the wall that it's scared and it wants a cuddle to feel better. You might say these pressure washers are unusual. Frankly, most household appliances aren't all that interested in cuddling. Come on, pathway, finish already. Thank you. Turns out all you have to do is be demanding. let's try going with the universal soap. Now, because I have already finished this in campaign mode and I have access to all the equipment, I can go ahead and use this here. Because I'm currently in sandbox mode, it's not actually using up my soap. Means I can do a lot more of this than I normally would. Typically, it's all about money. You want to be very sparing with the soap. Use it only where needed. Otherwise, it's really going to cut into the amount of money that you're making, which will really inhibit your ability to buy better equipment. And normally, if you do the entire house with soap, you'd end up probably spending more money than you'd make. My question is, how do you get a house this dirty? You happened to previously live right next to a volcano that was putting out ash, and you moved and brought your house with you but didn't clean it first? I might switch back to regular power spraying pretty soon here, if for no other reason than the sound of these soap bubbles might drive me literally insane if I keep having to hear this. Could be a good prank to play on one of your friends. Just give a recording of this and switch their ringtone to it. Whoop, 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 whoop. Because each unit, each item, gets completed as a whole, it means that, for example, as the veranda decking is now completed, when I'm pressing tab, I don't have to worry about that lighting up. It really helps you hone in on the stuff that still needs your attention. So if you're trying to use dirt vision, aka the tab key, to find all the hard to reach spots, it sometimes will help to get some of the big stuff out of the way first. Something's left on this wall. Oh, there we go. I think I'll finish off the front here first. So you can pick up the ladder at just about any point in time, and there are a few set locations where you can put them down. And on some of the maps you actually get a big scaffolding that you can use as well. So, if there is enough interest on behalf of you folks in seeing this game, if you want to see more, I might go ahead and do a full series on this, working through the entire campaign from scratch. The videos will be long, which I don't have an issue with, but I understand a lot of people don't want to see super long videos, which is why I generally try to keep them shorter. I understand with longer videos, people get bored, can either skim through it or just not even bother watching it to begin with. So I do make an effort to keep them short, but typically end up being as long as they're going to be. Fortunately, no fall damage. Wish you could turn dirt vision on to keep pulsing. Be an interesting mod to add. As it is, every time you press it, it just pulses once like that. And holding the tab key down doesn't do anything. Imagine getting hit with that one. White spots here are lichen, and with default pressure washer you get, can usually be pretty hard to get it off. I mean, not impossible, it takes more time. But you certainly wouldn't do it with this white attachment, which has the lowest pressure. But with this, the most advanced pressure washer available known to man, you can get away with a lot more. one thing I often forget about these roofs is you can get everything visible from up top and it won't trigger, just because what I forget is you often have to get the underside of the eaves as well. Looks like this roof is pretty close to completion, so it might trigger. There we go. That was Super Squid support that helped that one go when it did. Thank you, Super Squid. I promise to pin the comment of your choice whenever you post one on this one. Just let me know which one you want me to pin. Now, one thing about Super Squid is YouTube tells me that he is my favorite viewer. And that is because he has gotten the most pins, most pins, most hearts, most thumbs up of all my commenters, and has been my biggest supporter since my channel started. Because frankly, who else would put up with me for this long? Every time I start one of these, I always have the idea that, yeah, I'm going to do it very, in a very orderly fashion. I'll start at one corner of the house and go all the way around, and it never, ever turns into that. I go where the winds blow me. More like I start on one section and, oh, okay, I've got to finish this thing over here. And, oh, would you look at that, I've got to get that there. And I jump from roof to roof and section to section and whatnot. It's a bit of a disorganized mess. Okay, that was unexpected. That was not a great jump. This pressure washer is great for getting the lichen off. And speaking of lichen, make sure to hit that like button if you like the video. See what I did there? I'm clever like that. Why aren't you laughing? You should be laughing now. Why aren't you laughing? Okay, there we go. Thank you for laughing. We are 25 minutes in. The house is a little over half done, so this sucker is going to be close to an hour. So I'd imagine if I end up doing all of these without easy mode on, as in without having completed the campaign first and using the best equipment, oh man, these will be some long videos. But I will do whatever my viewers vote for. So be sure to let me know in the comments below if you want to see more of these, and if so, how you want me to do them. Easy mode, hard way, full campaign, wearing pants, you name it. When I saw this on Steam, I thought, what a ludicrous concept for a game. Why would somebody make this? Let alone why would they buy it and play it? And certainly, why would they then make YouTube videos of them playing it? But here I am. There is something about it, though. But it's one of those things, it's like, the concept on paper would be like, oh, that would never work. But there is something fascinating about watching the whole thing get completed. But I imagine, as I said before, this is probably a pretty niche market. Not for everybody. Oh, there we go. Man, I wish how that's always the way washing up went. Ah, close enough. You're done. Oh, that looks so much better. The thing that often gets me is the shade of leaves and trees and whatnot. It's a little confusing about what's clean and what isn't. Of course, there's always this. Apparently I'm down here now. I think I'll go ahead and move that ladder for convenience. What do you guys think? Should I put it here or there? Okay, the votes are in. Thanks, guys. I love this new system YouTube has with the dynamic and instantaneous polling, that I can just ask a question and it will reach into the future and reach into your minds to find out what your votes are, and it lets me know here in the past when I'm recording this. Such potential for this technology. Interesting thing about making videos is it is, in a way, a time travel situation, in that when you're seeing this, it's recorded in the past. And whether you're seeing it a half an hour after I recorded it, or days or whatever, It's always in the past. And I'm down here again. In the now. There we go. Keeps coming back for more cuddle time. This is awkward. Pressure washer not while everybody's looking. Later, okay? Later! There we go. Imagine that being your window. Every time you open the curtains, you'd think it's night outside. I honestly can't think of anybody who'd ever let their house get this dirty. Seriously though, I mean, so this is, I think, an English game. I wonder if mold and lichen and mildew and whatnot is a huge problem over there. I don't know. I'm going to guess that this video game is perhaps not an actual documentary. Quite a shock to round the corner and see suddenly everything's black again. Just going through this, you get so used to everything behind your washer getting so clean, oh, it's so nice. And then suddenly, filthy! I think one of the best and most realistic details of this pressure washer simulation is that this pressure washer uses no hose, just like a real pressure washer. I think all of the water is just stored inside. Which makes it rather amazing that I can lift it. More realism. See, do I have everything done over here? Except for that. wasn't clear what exactly these are supposed to mean. Ah, there we go. I think it's always the best way to do a video when you have a very large cat chewing on one of your toes. Jack has decided to let his presence be known. For those of you who don't know, Jack is the individual who owns this apartment. He just lets me pay for the mortgage. I'm allowed to sleep on his bed, and I'm allowed to clean his litter box and feed him and whatnot. It's, there's some kind of deal going on here. Jack is the lord of the manor. One of these days I'll post a picture of him on the community forum on here. He's quite a handsome lad. And hands down, the most confident cat I've ever dealt with. He just walks into any situation. Yeah, this is mine. Let's see, who are you? Yeah, you're mine now. This is mine, I'll play with it. Jack, no, that's my phone cord. No, it was your phone cord. So, funny thing is, Jack is super confident in all things, well, almost all things. My son and I were heading out once to go to, we're going to go to the drive-thru at Wendy's or something. This was, we only had Jack here for about a month or two, and Mr. Super Confident was already very well settled in, and anytime I'd open the door, he'd wander out into the hallway of the building and just no fear whatsoever. So then I had the idea, well, hey, why don't we just take Jack with us? We'll just, head down to the parkade. We'll bring Jack with us. And just ride with us in the car. We go get our dinner and ride back. Everything's cool. And my son said, so should I get the cat carrier? I said, nah, that's not necessary. Jack's so calm. We'll just carry him, or even for that matter, just let him walk along with us. So we go out in the hallway. There's Jack with us. My son Mike is holding him. And the elevator arrives. And we get in. And Jack kind of lost his shit. He'd been in an elevator exactly one other time in his life, and that was months earlier when he arrived at our home here. And so he had no memory of being in an elevator. What he did know is that he was suddenly in an enclosed space, and there was a sensation of moving, and he was having none of it. So, long story short, I had to get Mike to help detach Jack from my head. He had clamped several claws into my face, which were not quite easily coming out. And Jack had a lot to say during this period of time, as the elevator was still heading down. So Mike gets Jack detached from my face, and we take the elevator immediately back up to my apartment. Mike holding Jack and holding his hand over his mouth because Jack is screaming his head off the whole time because something has gone wrong. We're running down the hall, holding the cat. He's going, rah, rah, rah. We get in. Mike puts him down. Okay, yeah, everything's fine now. So, he's pretty calm, cool, and collected, but not in all cases. Long and the short of it is, I get ideas. They're not always good ideas. Guess you had to be there. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to done here. You guys have been doing an awesome job keeping me on target. And for some closure to that story, Jack has never been in an elevator since. He has been uninvited to all of the remaining outings. How am I going to get that? By falling off the ladder, of course. Let's see, well, yeah, I got the full extension. I might be able to get up in here. Or not. I'm sure this is how all the professional cleaners do it. Balancing on one foot on the stairs. Let's see what we got left. Oh, quite a few. Well, we're getting there. Underside of these trims are always the easiest things to miss. You may hear in the background is Noodle doing her freakout thing. It's currently getting close to bedtime, and that's her freakout time. I named her Noodle. She's a ragdoll cat. They're a breed that are quite notable for how cuddly they are in general, and they have a tendency to go rather limp when you pick them up, so limp like a noodle. Noodle. This is the part where I really wish I did some editing. All the fiddling around trying to find the last bits. Okay, that window frame, which I probably can't get from down here. So in case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm scanning over with the cursor and watching the upper left there, and anything that doesn't show as a full blue line is something that still needs a little bit of TLC. No pressure washer. It is not cuddle time. No cuddling. Something on that fascia is undone, but I don't see it. Not many of you know this about me, but I used to have my own handyman business. I did window installation, fencing, ceilings, doors, drywall, painting, plumbing, light electrical, not heavy electrical as in not, I would do anything up to a fuse box, but I wouldn't, do fuse box changes, because that's a pretty good way to die if you're not a certified electrician. One thing I never did do was offer power wash services. Seems like a mighty good way to get wet. what do we got left? 1 fascia, 6 trims, 2 bricks. Oh, dirt, where are you? Oh, this is getting kind of annoying. Let's see what we got. 1 brick, 1 fascia, 5 trims. Could have sworn I've gotten all the fascia. There we go. Part of the problem is that if you've got a section that you just haven't touched, then that's going to show up loud and clear on the dirt scanner. But if it is almost completely done, you're not going to be able to see it. There we go. What do we got left? 1 brick, 1 trim. Oh God, this is annoying. It's 1 piece of trim, for the love of God! Just tell me where it is! And the irony being, those of you watching at home, with access to this video already completed, could have easily have seen where it is already, and are probably screaming at your screens right now, Larry, it's right around the corner, what's wrong with you? This is just getting embarrassing. I would hate to have to cut this video off at 99.9% done, because it'll be really irksome, but if I don't find it in the next few minutes, that could be what we're going to be doing. Okay, so for those of you watching, if any of you know where that last piece of trim is, just scream it out loud now at the top of your lungs. Maybe I'll hear back through time, and I'll be able to correct my ways. I'm stubborn. And frankly, this is just the sort of game that is for stubborn people who are obsessed with getting things 100% completed. If you are one of those people who have already spotted where the last piece is, please do feel free to, in the comments below, make fun of me for having missed it so many times. Larry's getting angry. Oh, what have I done? Where is it? Where is it? Ah! Ah! Ha 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 ha! Well, that was easy. You know, spending an hour doing this off camera is a hell of a lot easier than spending an hour doing this on camera. Because when I'm off camera, I don't care how long it takes, but on camera, I'm trying so hard to get it done quickly and efficiently. So much easier if I had some editing going on. Wow, that is such a difference. Well, for the last eternity, you've been watching me, Lethal Larry, cleaning houses in Power Wash Simulator. If you liked the video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.